Listen here, I can't go another year. No, I can't be up in here complaining. Gotta let them know I'm famous in my heart. Listen here, I'm here for the world to hear. And I'ma make sure they know what my name is. I just wanna end up famous in
I'm so serious, probably why they be so damn curious. They furious. Easy got these ladies on some silly shit. Now what the dilly is, I'm going all out. Hey, I'm the talk of the town, why y'all just saw a mouth. Here's a story about my quest to be rich. I'm like Beyonce and Kelly on some Destiny shit. Mr. 6 Mile, look me up, I'm some with a dream. Got my city like an addict, guess it's some with a fiend. For my team, anything less is uncivilized. Surprise, I'm seeing this world through clear eyes. And haters only made me more inspired to bless. On the clock right now, what the hell is the next? Like that feeling in your chest when you're ready to leave. Like that memory you had, you just couldn't believe. And we always got a little ammunition for yours.
And welcome to another episode of the Jackson Report. We live on location. I told y'all I was going to do something different. So this week, I brought two friends with me, and we came down here to the Soco Live Market. You got the Rye Bread Bar, El Burrito, Pause and Imagine. So really this week, I wanted to showcase entrepreneurship as well as talk about them damn millennials, Chuck. I really want to speak to a millennial and I guess a millennial borderline Gen Z about just how dating is in y'all generation, amongst other things, amongst women in the workplace, how y'all feel about that. And then, of course, we got to talk about this whole presidential situation and with Russia backing the Taliban during this whole America pulling out of Afghanistan thing.
Oh, you mean China back into Taliban?
China and Russia.
China and Russia.
I say Russia because along with China, Russia comes. It's almost like anybody that opposes America is like going to unite. And it don't matter if it was Italy talking about, look, we want this, or if it was France saying they wanted the Statue of Liberty back.
Mm-hmm.
People would back them because we the bullies of the yard. Like, I honestly, that's just my take on America. Like, we the bullies of the yard.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and like, really what I wanted to speak with y'all about is like being in y'all generation, because I know what it was like in my generation, like women in the workplace, in a professional workplace, most women had sexual harassment complaints, all of that kind of stuff. Most women were looked at as, okay, they were only good enough to be the secretaries or the cleaning lady or something like that. But nowadays, a lot of women are more and more in the professional field. Like, and I know before the show, you were speaking on how it's a little different with you because of the field that you're in. And with you in your field, I just wonder, like, when you calling these folks, because I know you deal with some people that kind of got a little bit of bread and they homeowners and stuff. Like, when you call these folks and they hear a woman's voice on the other end of the phone and you telling them the rules, the ifs, the ands, and the do's and the don'ts about how they going to be in their neighborhood, how do they take that? Like,
I don't think there's a difference with speaking to the homeowners as far as me being a woman. Like I was saying, it's more about my age. I think as long as I sound professional, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, they're pretty much okay with that. I don't think I've experienced that with the clients themselves, but with the companies that I've worked for, I can definitely say that as I've grown in my professional world, it's been a bit of a battle.
really? So they judge like your train of thought, like, oh yeah, you young, you don't know no better.
Yes, absolutely. Especially in an industry where you have to deal with a lot of contracts and a lot of corporate things. They definitely feel like, you're young. You just started this. You don't even know what you're talking about. So I do get that a lot. And so I have to be even more professional and more well-spoken and, a lot different than when it comes from a man. And I noticed that in the company that I work for, some of them are very laid back, where I have to keep a certain persona in order to be taken seriously.
Oh, wow. So you have to keep a stern persona.
Correct.
As opposed to them where they could just come and laugh and joke and it's all shits and giggles when they talking. But
Correct.
And I've always, like, fellas, don't hate me for this, but I've always been like an advocate for the women, like in the workplace, because I have a lot of aunties and a lot of female cousins. So I could only imagine what my temperament would be like if I got the phone call that you was getting harassed by a boss or something like that, just because. Like, it's always, did you see what such and such had on today? And I can admit, as a man, yes, I've done it myself a couple times. Like, God, dog, did you see what she was wearing today? Until I got older and I started thinking about it, like, damn, that's wrong. Like, it's literally wrong when you coming into work. Like, I always put myself in the shoes of a female. Like, dang, I wonder, do she get up in the morning and have to be looking through outfits, knowing she wanted to wear this one, but then thinking about the perception she's going to walk in with, and no, I can't wear that. Is it like a thing like where you like, I don't want to wear this, it might send the wrong impression when you're going to
Totally.
work?
Absolutely. I haven't gone in the office in a long time because of something, but yeah, whenever I did go into the office, I would have to be mindful of what I wore. Like if my work pants were too tight, that was something that was concerning. Like I didn't want to give off the wrong impression in any way, so I was mindful of that. And yeah, it's just something that you have to, as a woman, just be considerate of and like think about.
And I think that's like kind of where the business world and the corporate world is a little bit unfair to me, because I've seen some of my bosses come to work and it's just like they can wear whatever they want to wear. And it'd be a guy like come to work casual, have shorts on and stuff like that. And during like our turns, I seen all of the ladies' leggings are like comfortable to women. And that's what I took it as. But I could only imagine in some workplaces where it's like, dang, they all got leggings on and people is all walking and gawking, and that gotta feel like weird. Like I know that kind of.
There's actually companies that put that specifically in their handbook as far as dress code. I remember when I first started working and I was wearing a polo shirt. It was a white shirt. Everybody was wearing the same shirt, but I got called up because they said they could see my bra.
Oh my God.
And that always stuck with me. So now I always make sure that when I'm wearing something to work, I just have to double check everything. That's not going to be something that's inappropriate to my boss. And like, men are easy.
I don't think
Men
that's
are easy.
I don't think we not easy. Wait
Y'all
a
are
minute.
Oh,
so easy.
Exactly.
You guys think that you can trick women into doing certain things? Like, oh, women are so dumb when it comes to, I don't know, certain things. And I'm just going off right now. But y'all are so easy to trick because you're just like, oh, you're beautiful. I like whatever you like. Let me just like play the part.
I
It's
never
something
been that
Joe
guy.
Rogan said last night. I went to his show last night and he put on a bit and he was like, a woman could have like a fucking, sorry, pardon my language, a woman can have a peacock as a emotional support animal, and a man will go up to her and be like, I like birds.
Exactly. And look, but see, here's the thing, though. See, here's the thing.
Y'all are
I'm not just gonna
easy.
sit idly by and let these two females gang up on us as men. It's a lot of women that's easy, because all a man got to do is pull out that bankroll, and she'll like whatever he like.
Or is she smart to know that he'll give her whatever she wants?
Thank you.
See, no,
y'all are easy.
Here's the thing.
It's not right. I'm not saying it's right.
I think men have a little bit of a hero syndrome.
No, see, here's the thing with me. I've never been that guy. Like, I've never been that guy to, like, if I had 15,000 in my pockets, you'd never know, because I know how to cipher through my money, and if it's $1, pull out that $1 that I need. I never felt like if I pull out money and that have you gawking, then I know you didn't like DeWitt. Like, so
Totally. And I'm not saying that it was right or anything, DeWitt, not to cut you off, but I'm not saying it's right. Like, women do that. We
Yeah.
are flawed. We're all flawed human beings. Men are flawed in certain ways. Women are flawed in certain ways.
Yeah, and see, the thing of it is like my grandma used to raise me and be like, I'm gonna tell you something. The P is power, so don't fall victim to it. And I used to be like, whatever. High school would be like, no, it ain't, Granny. Like, you just don't understand. They love me. That's why I'm running through them like I am. And then I thought about it one day. Like, I was listening to a female I was dating. I was just listening to her go on and on and on about what this dude has said and that dude. And she was trying to tell me, like, how dudes was trying to, like, holler at her. And I was just listening to her talk. and how she was talking about herself. And I just, like, from that day, she would come over and have revealing stuff on, and I would just treat it like a normal day. And she one day just, what's the matter? This an ugly outfit to you or something? I said, no, you look nice. And she was like, well, you sure ain't told me. I said, why would I have to? I was like, I'm quite sure you heard it 70 times before you got to me. You stopped at the store.
But you're her man. She wants to hear from you.
No, she didn't. See, my thing is,
So,
like, I tell fellas this all the time. Stop overly gassing these females up.
Why?
Like, why? Because to me, that gives y'all the impression
Do we
that,
not gas up men too? I mean, that's a two-way street.
No. With
Yes,
this whole
yes,
new
it
hashtag
is.
Me Too feminism going on, no. We, like,
Hey, you know me. I'm more conservative.
yeah, she more conservative.
I completely think that it's a two-way street because
Yeah,
I'm
But you
a
just said
rational
men
human
are
being.
easy. And I think we hard, in all honesty. Like,
Is
nowadays.
it really? I mean, do you agree with the fact that most men are raised to be providers and
Yeah.
be okay? So with that said, not most women, but some women do have that idea that a man is supposed to be a provider. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily that they're going after your money; they're just going after what they were raised to know, that a man is supposed to be financially stable to
Take care of you.
exactly. And that's not all women. Some of us are independent and need our own money. You know what I mean?
See, I'm independent, but I would love for a man to take care of me. So I'm a big fan of gender roles in a certain way, not, men being
mixed
completely
feelings about that.
authoritative. What?
I have a little bit of mixed feelings towards that. I'm kind of like, I like classic gender roles, but then when it turns around and it's like the woman has to cook, the woman has to clean, the woman has to do the laundry, then I'm like, no, we need to share some responsibility here.
Totally.
So then I have to kind of understand.
But what do you think about men having to take out the trash? Men having to clean up.
That is my number one thing. I'm not touching the trash. That is your job. I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
Not at all.
Men fix up the house. Well, I can do the cleaning. I can do the cooking, and you could do the grilling.
See,
Exactly.
here's my thing. Here's my thing with the whole gender roles thing. As a man, if I live with a woman, and I'll clean because I was raised by my grandparents, so of course I'm a clean type. When I'm cleaning, I'm in my zone. But I've come to find out it doesn't matter how clean we are, how much we clean. We will never clean like a woman want us to clean.
That's true.
We could be cleaning. You could.
Y'all
a woman,
don't know how to clean.
A woman could come in and see you on your hands and knees, scraping the floor, like polishing the hardwood with a toothbrush. And she gonna look and be like, that's not how I would go. You going up and down, I would go across. Like, it's gonna be something. You could bleach the whole house. The house smell like pine saw, all kind of bath and body work fragrances. A woman will come in and be like, oh my God, you use lavender. Why would you use lavender? You know how I feel about lavender. So we let y'all.
So if you knew how she felt about lavender, why'd you use it?
We don't listen.
Y'all don't listen. That's exactly what you just said.
As men, we never know what y'all like until we do something and then be like, why did you do that? Like, that's why I stopped trying to surprise females. Like, that's why I really stopped doing it. Like, that's why I really stopped trying to surprise
I think it is that y'all
y'all
don't pay attention to detail. When somebody's talking to you, most times in conversation, especially when you're getting to know somebody, they'll tell you their likes and dislikes. Sometimes y'all are not paying attention.
Oh, we pay attention, but I'm gonna tell y'all what started trumping women nowadays. When PS5 came out, that did it. A lot of men would rather buy a PS5 and download games than
Have a girlfriend?
to me, that's a weirdo.
What?
But it kind of took us away from being such an annoyance to y'all. And added a whole nother way for us to annoy y'all. Because for some reason, a dude in this room playing a game annoys the hell out of a female. Like, you see it all up and down the time now. How you gonna do? You want to make him mad? I'll break his Madden. Or I'll break his PS5. Like,
Who are you hanging out with?
I know. Okay, what about the people who don't game? I mean, at what age? I don't know. Like, at what age?
no, I know
do
some
they
grown men my age that game.
Okay. And that's all they do all day? Because they need to have a job.
No, I mean, like, here's the thing. You got men whose peace be, they get off a hard work day and they go home and they get on Black Ops. or they go home and start playing Madden online, and that's their piece. And me personally, I don't know how it's their piece. I tried to play a video game online one time, and I literally got bullied by like a 12-year-old. And that was enough for me. Like, I'm like, where are your parents at? He like, dude, you trash. You need to get off this game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God.
They get serious.
I don't even know how your mom had you. You was brought by the stork. Like, he was going off. Like, the dude was going off on me. He was like, you probably was adopted and they left you at the hospital. Like, and I'm like, how old are you? He was like, that doesn't matter. And I got to listening to him. And I seen his little numbers, and I'm like, dude, you got to be like 9 or 10. He was like, I'm 12, thank you. And I'm like, I literally got bullied online by a 12-year-old and sucked at the game. Like, and we was playing, you know what? They say we good at sports. We was playing 2K. So we was playing NBA 2K, and I thought I was good. I had got the Pistons. I made this dream team up. When I say this little boy was whooping me, he was whooping me bad. I think I was scoring like 6 to 10 points every quarter. I lost like 100 and something to like 60. Like he did a job on me. It was bad. Like it was real bad. That was my stint with game, and I knew video games.
Maybe that's a
wasn't for
sign
me.
you shouldn't play games at.
Yeah.
How old are you?
That's why I don't own a PS nothing now. Like I was playing that on man, it was crazy. And it wasn't even my game that I was playing online on. That's what made it so bad. I was on my cousin's game playing online, and I got bullied by the dude, and I was like, you know what? I did say some.
I mean, I don't think it's
crazy
I don't
stuff
think it's
to
a
the
new
little
thing.
boy.
I don't think it's a PS5. I don't think it's any of that. I think women have always had an issue when a man only wants to play video games and there's other responsibilities.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just you cannot play all day. You have other things to take care of. I don't think it has to do with the PS5 coming out. I think women, what happened with the PS5 was more like, let's not buy them that crap. Let's make sure they're not spending the money on that. But men are gonna do what they're gonna do.
Okay, now, I do have to ask y'all. Since y'all down here, and we at Soco Live Market, with all this stuff behind us, like we got the Pause and Imagine truck behind us. We got the El Perito truck over here to the right of us. We got the Rye Bread Bar to the left of us. You've had a smoothie from here, and I'm quite sure you've had El Perito.
El perrito.
El Perito. See,
Ooh, love that
right.
pronunciation.
Yeah, see, I need to learn to be bilingual, doggone. I think I'm the only
Yeah.
one that moved to Mexico that don't know how to speak Spanish. So it's like, out of these trucks, you've had just a smoothie from them, but you've had plenty of food from El Perito. What would be your favorite dish from El Perito?
My favorite one is the steak quesadillas.
Really?
Steak quesadillas? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Really? Like
Or the burrito.
the burrito? Yeah. With me, I would say from El Perito, with me, you hit it on the burrito. He make me this gringo burrito, a picadillo. It's something
With the pico. Mm-hmm.
that he makes, and it's a bit spicy. It's a burrito that's fire, and I like the ELP dog. Like the ELP dog is like my all-time favorite.
I think it was called the Dachshund or the burger.
Oh,
That used to
yeah.
be my thing. But I love how they still keep, a little bit of that traditional El Paso stuff. I've never ever heard of drowned tacos before.
I hadn't
and
until
that
I had
was
it.
something different for me.
Yeah,
and so,
I hadn't until I had it.
Yeah.
And then like at the Rye Bread Bar, my favorite is the breakfast crepe. Like I come at least 3-4 times a week here. Everybody be wondering where I eat at, where I be at. This where I be at. Like if we would have had the pan and camera, I would have walked all around and showed y'all everything. But before the show over with, I'm gonna let y'all meet some of the owners of the food trucks that's down here. And
They have good drinks also.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they're very well mixed and
yeah, the Rye Bread
flavors go
Bar.
together and everything.
And it's cool because I wanted to film on location because I wanted them to get the sounds of the city. Like that damn motorcycle that just went by, an ambulance. Like it'd only be cool, icing on the cake, if an ambulance or a police car came by. So that would make it dope. Like I wanted to do an on location spot because it's like time to start seeing different stuff. Like I just really wanted to have a different vibe to my show going into the second year. Like, cause I'm approaching the year mark. And it's crazy that we doing this right now from where we started at. Like, I remember having to drive way out to Dale Valley in the like in the boonies. I didn't really know where the hell I was going. I was like GPSing, and we did the show like once or twice, and we was using all of the guy equipment. And my producer was like, "Don't worry, I'm finna change all of this. I gotta get us a studio, dude." And like by my third episode, I think was it my fourth or fifth episode, he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. So it's been like
Yeah,
a
you
journey.
can definitely see the growth
It's
from the
been a
beginning
journey.
to now.
It's been a real journey. Like I never would have imagined doing on location shows, spinning it off into the clothing line, just how far the show's grown to like even like to where I have fellow podcasters. I'm quite sure y'all realize Miss Mika from Words Are Hard. I'm about to pull Miss Rue into a whole different business venture. I might be having her as a reoccurring guest on the Jackson Report because I'm trying to do something different. Like I want to do something different with year 2 of the Jackson Report. Like ultimately, everybody keep asking me, okay, what's your podcast about? And I'm like, some of everything. Like I didn't want to just have my ceiling or just be in one lane with my podcast. I didn't want it to be political. I didn't want it to be too much on the sports side. I didn't want to just go strictly entertainment. I wanted it to be like a free-for-all. Like if I wanted to come in and talk about how dogs piss on every fire hydrant they pass by and Chuck research it and we find out the statistics, then I felt like that's what I would be able to do. Like, so it's like with the Jackson Report, it's basically that. I report any and everything I think is interesting. Like today, I feel like Soco Live is a new food court. It's just now opening up. As we speak, it's new food trucks pulling in to take their position. So I really wanted to do the location spot to kind of like showcase the area and show people like, because everybody, anytime I post anything on my page, it's like, where did you get that from? And then when I explain it, it's like, where's that at? And I'm like, you got to drive out Congress, man. Like, come down here and see it for yourself. Like, this that we all on used to just be gravel. Like,
So have you met any ladies over here do it?
no, I ain't try to.
He said no quick.
Like, because I'd rather get like a rescue pet. Like, honestly, before I start dating again. Like,
A rescue pet?
yes, I'd rather get like a
Wait
rescue
a minute.
animal.
Why?
Why?
What? You sound so stressed out when that question was asked.
Why do I say that?
Yeah, who hurt you do it?
Why? Because here's the thing. This is why. Because I'm trying the whole entrepreneurship thing. And I got like several opportunities on the table. So whoever I date is going to need to be a partner or be supportive because at the end of the day, how I feel about it is all my hard work, you're going to want to reap the benefits if we're dating.
But that's part of you vetting the right person. I mean, you can't just bring anybody in and expect them to assimilate to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Like-
when you are searching for somebody, you need to search for those qualities. Somebody that wants to grow with you, somebody that wants to help you with your business. And that's not hard to find. You just
Guess
don't
what?
want to
It's
get
not
out
hard
there.
to find, but I'm going to tell y'all something. The women in my age group,
Should be even better.
down
Yeah.
here in Austin, I'm going to tell you, either they bitter.
You know I don't like any of that.
Maybe you just go for bitter women.
No,
Okay.
I don't. Listen, here's
Where
the
you
thing.
meeting them at? At
Here's
the bar?
thing. No, I don't. No, I meet women in all different kinds of places. Like, I meet women walking in the UPS by my job. I've met a female at the light
Go
on
and
my
find
way
you
to work.
somebody at the Louis Vuitton store. Go and
no.
find you somebody
See, if I
at the,
find
you know,
somebody-
find
Good
somebody
idea.
where some people got some money going on.
If I find somebody at the Louis Vuitton store, look, my grandma used to always tell me, wherever you meet a woman, that's where she gonna be. So I used to be like, you know what? Oh my God.
Maybe it was a bug.
It was a B.
It was a B
Or something.
We see it's just people going frantic. That's the thing about location.
So-
You get to have like fun. And it's just like spur of the moment.
You were saying if
But-
you meet somebody at the Louis Vuitton store,
She
they're
gonna be
likely
there.
to, with her own money. You will never know.
Yeah, if she was
You
there by
never
herself,
know.
she had her own money.
But y'all just said it. Eventually, if I meet this woman at the Louis Vuitton store, right? eventually she's going to want my money to support that habit that she has.
I think that you're making an assumption.
Yeah, not
You're
necessarily.
assuming. You don't even
Okay.
know this woman.
Okay, so
What's her name?
what's her name? What's her name? GD.
You don't-
That's what we going to call her for short. We just going to call her GD. This woman, GD, or we going to call her DF for dysfunctional. I don't know if I just got it wrote on my forehead like I like them crazy or something like that, because I could meet the most docile women and it'd be like 2 or 3 dates in, the crazy come out and it'd be like, I never saw this coming. Like, what brought this out of you? Just man. And it's like, wait a minute. Like,
But 2 or 3 dates, it's still early enough to kind of be figuring out whether or not this is going to work for you. You know what I mean? When you say like I didn't expect it. You should have expected it. You don't know this person.
yeah, I mean, but see, okay, now, what happens when it's a month and a half in?
What do you consider like I don't know. I mean,
What do I consider
What do
crazy?
you consider like okay,
What do
this
I-
is it. I'm going to go ahead and stay with this person cuz I feel like the first 3 months like we're just getting to know each other. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
first of all, in that first month and a half, you got to listen to me. That's rule number 1. Rule
Okay.
number 2,
You got to listen to each other.
you got to
but
do
okay.
what I say. That's rule number 2.
Is that what women tell you?
Rule number 3.
You're fucking around.
Rule number 3, and this is the most important one. Always obey rule 1 and 2, and we good. Like that's it. It's 3 simple
That's
rules.
why your
to
dating
me.
Those are
life
your
is so
rules?
great, DeWitt.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
I'm just joking. Here's my thing. Honestly, when I date, I'm so easy as a person. Whatever you want to do, cool. If you say you hungry and I'm like, all right, let's go get something to eat. What you want to eat? Because I don't give a fuck. I eat. I'm
See,
flexible.
I can speak
But
on that.
Here's the thing, like, it's always indecisive. I don't know what you want. And it's like, okay, let's go here. Let's not do that. Okay, well, fine. What you want to eat? I don't know. What you trying to get? So whatever I suggest, they shoot it down. So it'd be like, well, fine, whatever you want to eat. And it's like, I don't know. So now we done drove around for 2.5 hours because everything
Listen,
I suggest is not good.
You just said I don't eat fish. I think in the
You
in the
did.
year that I've known
said you
you, when we would pick some, even when we go to El Perrito, I don't like that kind of meat because it's chewy. I don't eat that because of this. So,
So
you
you
are
trying to
very-
say I'm picky?
You are picky.
You are extremely
So wait a minute,
picky.
my peoples, look, I got
Yes.
ambushed. This show was a sabotage.
You had us-
You had us on.
I done
You
brought 2
invited
women
us.
on my show
Hey.
to talk about the differences. So look, okay, so fine. Since y'all owe me about the women I date, what about the men y'all date? See,
You
yeah,
know,
it's size
but
and
that's
deep
the
breaths.
difference. Like when I see there's nothing working, like I'm gonna cut it off. Like I'm not gonna continue to try to figure out whether that person is gonna change or fit in. If it doesn't work from the beginning, like hey, you know, we can be friends or whatever the case may be. But I don't linger too long to try to figure that out. If you're crazy, you crazy. You're just gonna be crazy.
See, and that's and with me, I got a knack for picking up on that quick. And I've always been judged like that. Like, dang, you cut people off too quick. You just a man. You are, what do they say? I'm a he-man, woman hater. And I'm like,
I know. I told you that.
no, I'm not a he-man, woman hater. I'm actually a very lovable person. Like, I'm a hopeless romantic, actually. Like, I'm looking forward to the Valentine's Day where I can put roses all the way from the door to the bed, had a bathtub full of rose petals. I'm looking forward to stuff like that. But guess what? I cannot and will not fall for the chick with cups for hands. I can't do it. Like, here's the thing. And you
What's
know when
that?
they got cups for hands, you could tell when the cups forming. Because they start off
Cups?
subtle. Yes.
I don't get it.
When the cups, the little cups, you know, the people that be on the corner shaking the cup and they always asking for change. I
okay,
can't
I
deal with
see.
females that have cups for hands. And you can see the cups start forming because it started off with something subtle. Like, no man ain't never done nothing for me. When they start talking like that, it's like, okay, it's coming. Then when they be like, then when it get to the point where they say, I asked the dude to pay my phone bill and he just ran off. That's why I don't date
Seems
now.
like a problem you
'Cause-
keep running into is a financial one
Yeah,
with
see,
women.
because of
But
the simple fact that it's like I'm a subtle person.
I want to circle back on the hopeless romantic part with the Valentines. Okay, so you're willing to do that, but
Uh-huh.
you just said that you're not what you gassing up your woman is not a thing. So we're giving contradicting.
No, listen. When I say
opinions here.
gassing up, when I say gassing up
So
these
it's not-
females,
it's not-
I don't mean your woman. You here? Hold on.
Okay.
Here's where I have to say that.
I thought you meant your
Your
woman.
woman,
earlier.
I know.
No, your spouse. Dig this here. See, this what y'all don't know about me. If you my spouse, you my queen. You the best looking thing I done seen in my life. When I wake up every morning, I'm going to tell you how beautiful you are to me. I'm going to tell you how thankful I am that God chose to wake me up next to you on this morning. See, this is how it goes when I'm in a relationship. But coming, the passers-by, the females that is just like, oh, yeah, she nice looking. I'm not going to run up to a female like, oh, damn, did you see you? Oh, my God, girl, do you see you? I'm not doing that because of the simple fact of I feel like today and nowadays in today's society, there's too much emphasis on
bodies.
and if you look like this gets you that. I feel like it's too much of that going on to where now females feel like looking good is their bargaining chips. And that's not like for instance to me, I would fall for, what do you call it? The woman that got the whole cover up. The whole thing, she could be covered, the whole face. I could just see her eyes and that's it. She might have a bomb under the thing. I would fall for that because I'm more.
You did not just say
I know.
Listen, I done ran through all kind of isms, and that one little rant, I know it's all kind of isms going on. But what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter to me.
You want a modest woman, is what you're saying.
I want a modest woman with common sense. See, here's my thing. I be saying this now. As long as she got all her teeth, all her limbs, and some fucking common sense, we cooking with Crisco. Nowadays, you'll meet a female.
cooking with Crisco?
Listen,
That's so
you'll meet a
mean.
female. Here's the thing. You'll meet a female, and she could be the finest female you ever seen, but be dumb as a box of rocks. I've never understood that. Like,
I have a question for Rue, or not really a question, but a question.
Yeah.
So you know that one stereotype where guys are, they say, women when you go on dates with them, they just talk about themselves. Have you noticed that that's just men talking about themselves?
Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
Oh, wait a minute. Like, look.
I think a
They
lot
not
of men
gonna
that I've
double
gone
team,
on dates
but-
with just talk about themselves.
Themselves, yeah.
To be fair, I'm more of a listener.
Uh-huh.
But all these men will talk about themselves, hype themselves up, make themselves seem like they're the finest thing that you've ever seen, like the best guy you've ever met. It's like, okay, what do you know about me in the past hour that we've been on this date?
I
Okay,
totally
see,
agree.
like me, and that's why I tell females I am not typical.
Neither is every female.
Do
that
it. You have a
meet.
big ego.
I-
I'm gonna call you out right now. You have a big ego.
Guess what? Call me Kanye then, because I do. Like, I honestly feel like I say this, and it's to the point, like, in my life, I honestly mean it. I honestly feel like the day I was born, on July 14th, 19 something, the Lord parted the clouds, put his hand down, and said, "Go free my son, bless them all." Like, I really feel like that because anybody that has ever crossed my path in life, be it a friend, be it a cousin, be it family, I have been a blessing to. Every female I've ever been with, except for one, I'm still cool with to this day.
Okay, but
Like-
do you feel like those females had their hand out from the beginning? Because there's a difference. Like,
No, here's what I feel like. In my relationships, I cannot complain. I've had great relationships. Even the one down here that ended
Joy,
up
I'm gonna
going
stop you
awry.
right there because you were on my podcast and you said, I don't think I've ever been in a relationship. I've been in them, but they haven't been in them.
Exactly, but I that's why I said I.
Which is
Notice,
it?
do you notice I said I've had great relationships? Because here's how I think. As long as I come to the table and I be the best version of myself every time I come to the table, then I've done my deed. So when I say I've had great relationships, I've been the best me that I could possibly be in every relationship I've been in. Now, whether it reciprocated itself or not, that's a whole different story.
I
But
think
do you
when-
feel like that's trickled down into your dating life now because you're so like
Giving.
guarded now because you feel like you haven't received that back?
No, I don't think I'm guarded. I think, honestly,
That's a great question.
that made me more big-hearted than I am, than I already were. Like, because I know what it's like to go through a toxic-ass relationship. So when I hear females come along and they say they've been through a toxic relationship, I know what that's like too. So I'm
Can we
gonna
talk
try
about
to.
that? What's a toxic relationship?
What's a toxic relationship?
Yes. What's
The
a toxic
the-
relationship?
Here's the toxic relationship to me. When you're being sincere and genuine, and the other party is like on a covert mission. It's almost like what I mean by a covert mission is just like this. I've actually had somebody I was with say, "Oh yeah, our relationships is like that. One person loved the other one more than they do." And I said, and that's why none of them work. You cannot love somebody more than they love you. That's what's a toxic
I
relationship.
think that the
to me.
best relationships, and granted, I haven't been in one, but the best relationships that I've seen and observed are when the men love the women slightly more. Slightly.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't know. I don't know why it works that way, but
I
it
think
doesn't
that's
mean
a
that
lot
the
of
woman
pressure.
loves him less. It just means that the man is willing to do anything for her, and she's not like gonna
And
take
see,
advantage of that.
and
She's
that's
not
what
gonna take
makes that
advantage
man
of that.
That's what makes it. If he loves
No.
her slightly more, that's what makes him end up toxic. Because
No,
he jumping through hoops and he
no,
willing to
it's
do
a balance.
everything.
It doesn't mean just because he loves her literally a grain of salt more than she loves him.
Okay, now a
I
grain
think
of
that
salt.
a grain,
Yeah, okay.
literally a grain of salt more.
Okay, I can see that.
I think for me, what I've discovered is just you really have to love yourself. You cannot put that on somebody. You cannot put your happiness. You cannot put that on somebody else. You know what I mean? And you cannot
Okay.
Yeah.
measure the amount of love that you're gonna give somebody because they're not giving it back to you. You don't understand. You know what I mean?
So
people go through different
here's
things.
my question
and
to y'all then. When does loving yourself become arrogant or having a big ego?
Yeah. No, that's
See,
a good question.
it's a fine
It's a
line.
good question.
it is a fine line. I mean, there's a difference between loving yourself and being selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I guess I love the hell out of myself because I love me enough to be a he-man woman hater, as y'all
How's that
call
working
me,
out for you?
Because, I'm happy. I'm content.
It's not about loving yourself enough to not need somebody else.
No,
It's
I'm not
about
saying I don't need
Being
nobody
secure
else.
in yourself.
But
Exactly.
here's why I think people are seeing me now and might have this perception of me. Because I went years of my life, not having standards. If that makes sense to y'all. Like I went years to where it was like I was non-judgmental, didn't really have standards. Hey, if you like me and I kind of liked you, okay, fine, let's see what's going on. Now I've gotten to a point in life where I feel like you have to have standards. And if you don't, then you settling. And I realized that, and y'all seeing me coming into the realization that I've settled a lot for a lot of different things and applied more of myself, settling, not even realizing that I was settling because I love love. Like the whole thing of it is and y'all got me coming to all these admittances on my show. Like, listen, by humbug to love for all of the people that's looking. But no, seriously, I love love. Like,
You know that was always our topic.
I'm
of this,
trying to
of
be
conversation.
relationship goals. I want to be relationship goals to somebody coming along.
You
but
like the idea
Yeah, you
of
do
being
like the idea.
relationship love, but
Like-
you don't actually. That's always been our discussion. You
see,
don't
I like the idea.
necessarily-
Listen, I want to be in love, and I really
Then you're romanticizing it.
Yes.
You're
Yes,
romanticizing
I
love.
think so
I am.
too.
I am. And the thing of it is like, for instance, I want to be in love, like the point to where I'm coming down, holding hands, and we looking at stuff along back here. We shopping. We going to have a smoothie over at the Rye Bread Bar. We ordering from El Burrito.
Is that
we sitting
reality,
down.
though?
Like,
I think that just happens naturally.
no,
When
it
you're-
is
when
reality.
you're-
Listen, it's
That's the
reality.
honeymoon phase, too.
Exactly, when you're
It's
enjoying-
reality, because look around.
It's the
a-
honeymoon phase.
Look around. Look,
What happens when you're out of that, and then you have to choose to
What
love
happened
that
when I'm
person?
out the honeymoon phase?
Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect.
Your Uber's outside, honey. Like, that's what happens when I'm out the
Do
honeymoon
you think that you
phase.
should stay in the honeymoon
I think
phase
that the
forever?
idea that you have about love is what makes it so hard for you to find the right person, because you just like it's the expectation, and you cannot have that expectation. You
See,
can.
I don't
you just
have.
gotta
Like,
go
honestly,
with the flow.
I'm gonna tell you what
I think that you're
love
expecting this woman in your mind to be perfect.
is. No, I'm gonna tell you what my idea of love is. You get on my nerves. Go home. I ain't going nowhere.
That's
she going to
toxic.
room. No, it ain't.
That sounds toxic. You get on
Listen.
my nerves. Go home.
I saw my listen. I
She
saw
ain't
my.
going nowhere.
I literally saw my grandma and my granddaddy Boy, I just can't stand when you come home like this. I need you to just leave. Get out my face. My granddaddy walk right in the living room, sit down. My grandma go right in the kitchen. So I grew up seeing a real relationship. So the thing of it is honestly, all jokes aside, I do a lot of joking when it comes to the relationship things, but seriously, I was raised the right way to treat a woman right. So the reason why I cut so many people off, because I have to look at it like this. This is like my honest feeling on relationships. When it comes to relationships like this, I'm not like a hard person. I accept the things about you, your flaws, because we all have them.
Right.
Like, I'm not above having flaws. I'm not gonna say I'm the perfect dude. No, but I'm a hardworking dude. I'm gonna treat you right. I'm not gonna call you out your name. I've never hit a female in my lifetime. I don't believe in that. I don't. I don't believe in, I don't miss a beat. I don't believe in missing Mother's Day. I don't believe in missing your birthday. All of the good stuff that females like, you're getting gifts, all of that. Hold up, here's the thing. Because it's not about, I joke with it, but it's not about how much money you're gonna give a female. As a man, if you're gonna come into a woman's life, and I've been saying this for the longest, if you're gonna come into a woman's life, come into her life to better it. Come into her life to uplift her, to take her to the next level. Otherwise, you bullshitting, you playing around. Like, get out the way so she can see the real man. That's honestly how I feel. Like, you hear me joke, and me and you go back and forth.
I know.
And it only be because I love getting the rise out of people. But honestly,
And I love this
when it comes
things.
when it comes to relationship, all of my boys that be seeing my show, my cousins know I'm a sucker for love. Like, my female could be like, be home at 9. I'm gonna be there at 8:45. Probably with dinner, like, you ain't got to cook tonight. Like, that's the kind of person I am. So me knowing that is why I chop off stuff quick.
I just heard you give a list of all of the things that you like to do for women. When I started dating, I don't know who, but somebody introduced the book to me, and it was called the Love Languages or something like that. And it speaks to different people having different ways that they like to be loved.
Yeah.
Some people are gifts, some people
It's
are,
acts
you know
of
what I mean?
service, physical
And
touch,
so I
all
think
of that.
sometimes men are like, why isn't she happy? I'm paying her bills.
Because
I'm doing
that's
this.
not
I'm
her
doing
love
that.
language.
That's not her love language. And so I think a lot of, I wouldn't say just men, women do it too. I think a lot of people have the perception that I'm doing everything that I know is right. Why is it not working?
I'ma
Because
tell
you're
you
not doing what they
what
need
they want you to
exactly.
do. Like, honestly, I know the different love languages. Most females' love language is quality time. I don't give a dang on. Most females' love language is quality
That's
time.
mine.
Some
Quality
females
time
like gifts.
And
I dated somebody
sisters are
who
gifts.
did not think gifts were important. Christmas was not important.
Oh, nah.
Valentine's
See,
Day was not important.
Listen, here's my thing. I believe in hitting all of the love languages. Like, I give the words of affirmation, the physical touch, the quality time, the acts of service, all of that stuff, because all of those are my love languages.
I'm a
I
gift,
know,
yeah.
so I'm going to reciprocate that.
I'm a gift giver, so I guess I expect the same in return, but that's, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, how you give it isn't necessarily how you receive it. Yeah.
Exactly, and I had to learn that.
So how do you receive your love?
I am more of I'm a gift person.
You're a gift person.
I do like somebody to say, "Hey, I thought about you and I got you this." I do like
See.
people who take holidays very seriously.
I'm a reactional person, too, so I like that
I don't
kind of
know.
stuff.
It's a language for me, and so I'm like, what do you mean I didn't get a Valentine's Day gift? And they're like, listen, I took you to dinner and and I'm like, okay, so where's my gift?
Yeah, so
And there I am, like, here's your gift. And it's something like Gucci or something. I'm just that person. Like, I like to do that. I don't think so much quality time. I like to give people their freedom. You do you and I do me. And I don't necessarily have to be, under you all the time. I'm independent enough to be that way, but I am very much of like little things, like, hey, I thought about you today. You know what I mean?
And it is incorporating like all of them, like you were saying, DeWitt. You
Yeah,
know,
see,
it's all the
like-
little things because like gift giving. You give something that you thought of to the person that you love. You tell them that you love them. You show them that you love them.
So your love language is physical touch, you said, or quality time?
Quality time.
Yeah, like
I don't have to be around you all the time. I am needy, but I'm not like too needy. But
I am needy, but not too needy. Yeah, like, my thing is, I know me. I'm needy as hell. Like, as a guy, I'm very needy. I
No
know
way.
that. Like,
You?
I wouldn't say needy like to the point of no, I don't need your money. I don't need all that stuff. My thing is I'm needy as
Attention.
to the point of I like a little bit of attention.
And that's good. You should get your attention from the person that you love.
I like
I mean, what do
Yeah,
you
how do you
consider-
receive love? You've been saying all the ways that that you like to give and give and
Right.
give,
How do
I
like what
receive
you do.
love?
What do you like to receive?
Exactly.
like my love language, I will honestly admit.
Because maybe
is-
you go for women where you just give and give and give, and they can't give back to you,
Right.
Like-
or you don't let them.
How do I receive love? My love language, me receiving love is like I'm a gift person. Like let me know you thought about me. I'm kind of like I realize not so much the words of affirmation, like cause all that sitting around like you know I love you, my boo boo. Like that don't
Yeah.
that no. But quality time and physical touch, yes, I can admit that.
Physical touch for me too.
Acts of service,
acts of
quality time, and
service.
physical touch. That's it with me. I'm so simple, and it don't even necessarily have to be like, oh, we got to be doing the adult thing. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that. Like we could be sitting down watching our shows. Like you got a show. I'm not a love and hip hop person, but guess what? If my girl like it, I will sit there.
Are you a
and
love
watch.
and basketball person?
I will sit there and watch it. I will sit there and watch whatever you want to watch. I'm not gonna judge you, but it's always that flip side. Like when I get to watching my thing, and it's like, and you going on about the thing, and it's like I just sat through 2 hours of a show I don't even really watch, and I sat there quietly and patiently with you, but now you want to leave. To me, that's
See, it sounds like you're going after women who don't give back to you.
exactly. So see, that's why I just figured it like this. Like, okay, if I don't know how to choose for myself, I'ma just leave that alone for a little while.
That's a good idea. Actually, that's a
until the
really
good
good
Lord,
idea.
Until the good Lord just be like,
It's been a while though. So what's a little while?
what's a little while? It ain't been a while.
It's been a while since you actually were in a serious relationship.
Oh
what do
yeah,
you
since I was in
consider
a serious
while?
relationship, but it ain't been a while since I was. Never mind.
Oh, see,
No, I'm not talking about the adult thing. I'm talking
I mean,
about it
since
ain't
you
been a little
dated
while
somebody-
since I was dating somebody seriously.
right.
It just like
And not that I'm trying to push you
no.
into a
Here's my
relationship.
thing. Like when I date, how I look at it is like now I'm a little older. So going out to the club ain't gonna do it for me. Like
Right.
and not even going to like a comedy show ain't gonna do it for me. Nah, I gotta take you out of town. That way it's almost like we live together for a couple days so I can judge and see what you like. Like the past few times going out of town done backfired on my like went to Louisiana. You remember, right? Y'all,
Yeah.
I went to Louisiana, Lake Charles.
And even then, I think that was a little bit too soon. I don't
Exactly.
know.
See,
Like for me, like going out of town and staying in a hotel. Listen, I'm a very messy person. I'm not gonna show you that when we're dating. I'm gonna be the cleanest person when you come over to my place. I don't want somebody to be like, let's go out of town. We're just getting to know each other. Now you see that I got makeup everywhere.
But
and
see-
you know what I mean? Sometimes
a lot of times that's deal wittable. But my thing is like, okay, like for instance, like I chose this spot because this where I frequent, right? Mm-hmm. And all of these is like my peoples. So when I come down here, say if I'm on a date, I come down here, we go see Bryce and them. Oh, chances are, hey, do it, this. They gonna show love.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan or Yvonne, so we should say.
Yvonne.
Like Yvonne, so
No.
we should say. It's Yvonne?
Yvonne.
Yvonne, yeah, see, like that. I got it right. But that's like my brother from another mother. So I take him here. It's mad love shown. Now, we not dating no more. I don't want you feeling like you gonna come and get the. See, it's like I'm very protective of my friends. And the
you don't
people
have to
I
come
love.
and
So-
get the discount. But you know, like for me, I'm in the same situation, and I would love to come and support, but I don't want to
See,
overstep. So
No, here's
that's
the
my
thing.
point. Like
At
you
the
should be
end of the
looking out
day,
for your
I-
brother and whatever to know that this person is still there supporting that
right.
business.
And see, here's my thing. How I look at it. If I dated, like for instance, We got it. We got it. I guess I gotta mention it because if we on it, like even a previous situation that I was involved in, right? If that person was to show up at these trucks, I can't be mad because it's a public place, it's business. I want them to support the people. Like,
Right.
I've been saying it like before the show even come over. I want to pull a couple of them on here. It's crazy being on location because I really don't have to just stay in front of the camera. I can get up and walk off the camera and bring somebody back on. But the thing of it is like it get tricky with dating because say you and the person hitting it off. Like for instance, one of my first dates was at a party at that we both attended. The person ain't even around no damn more.
That was
And
not the first date location. Listen, that was
See,
a 420 party at my place.
That's why
that
I
was
was
not the place for you to have
Yes,
a first
it
date. No,
was.
sir. You need to take her out to a nice restaurant. Like those are not first date situations.
No, they're
And so
not.
what's the expectation
You need to
that
take a woman
you
out.
set that
See,
expectation?
listen. You play here's what I've learned a long time ago. You play to the level of that female. You can't
No, you show her better.
Yes.
Listen, you play to the
Yes.
level of that female because it's just like this. Like for instance, a first date for me. Oh yeah, let's do something. I done kind of got a little bit bourgeois with my whole little persona. Like me, I'm gonna take you where I like to eat. If you like you like
What
seafood.
about where she wants to go?
Okay, you like seafood.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Like really like seafood.
Yes.
So if I was to take her on a first date, I would take you to Crab Kings. That's like one of my favorite seafood spots.
Okay.
Or, like, I would be like, before I even took her out, I would find out the things she liked. Say, like, you say you like seafood. Okay, to me, it's an overrated ass experience, but I would set up some stuff like Papados. It's a good seafood joint. Or Crab Kings because I know their seafood is good. Like, it's amazing. So I would, one of them kind of spots. If your favorite food was a Mexican food, you say, I like Mexican food. Okay, now I got to think of a good Mexican restaurant that's good, kind of subtle, where we can actually conversate while we having dinner. Cool. I'm not going to pull up like,
Why not
hey,
just ask her where she would like to go?
because most of the time, I don't know, wherever you want to go.
I mean,
and that's
'cause
what
see,
I'm
it
burns
could
guilty
be
me
a
of
up.
lot,
that.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm guilty of
sometimes
that.
See?
I've told people like I like seafood, and then they take me to a place where it's like fried shrimp, battered fish. That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I should have been a little bit more specific. I like crab legs. I like different. So I'm very specific. If you're asking me where I would like to go, and there are women like I have friends who refuse to like see a guy unless they're taking him out on an actual date. Like we're gonna go to a restaurant, we're gonna sit down,
Okay,
we're gonna
now,
talk
when do
to
that-
each
when do
other.
that- when do
Not
that
like come to my
reciprocate?
spot, let's hang out and have some drinks.
Yeah. No, that's not a date.
No.
Now, I want to ask y'all this. At what point during dating do y'all feel like it's time for y'all to plan a date and take us
Oh,
out?
I'm a date planner. I love to plan dates, and I don't necessarily think that a man should always pay for dinner. Like I'm a very like you pay, I'll pay, you pay, I'll pay,
Yeah.
or you pay, I'll pay the tip. Or I am a very I don't necessarily think that a man.
You're not a princess?
No, not at all. I mean, I do expect them to treat me right, but I don't just have that expectation that they should always pay for things, or like I said, I'm a gift giver. So
See-
I like to treat people. I like to just say, hey, I did this for you, or let me take you out to dinner. Let me pay for dinner tonight. Let me set the Valentine's Day plans.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know?
me, I don't even know what it's like to be taken out on a date. I have never been taken on it. Like, no, I'm just playing. I'm just lying. I'm lying like a mud. Like, the girlfriend, one of my girlfriends, I will never forget her. Always have love for her for this one very reason. She trumped everybody I've ever dated in life with one act. One act. She trumped everybody. She did. She trumped everybody. She took me to the damn Super Bowl. That is every
Wow.
man's
See,
dream.
and exactly.
That
and
is
that's
amazing.
something that I would
She
do. Like,
loved the hell out of me. Like, she took me to the Super Bowl, all expenses paid. I was rapping at the time.
Yep.
When I say she took me to the Super Bowl, and that whole weekend, I lived the lifestyle like I really was with a $3 million record deal. Like, for that, I will never, ever forget that
Now
woman.
she showed you
And-
she loved you.
yeah,
huh?
there, that's there are women
and
like
she
that.
know, like she know to this day, to this day, we tell each other we love each other. Like, I love her, like, to this day.
Right.
But, you know, it's like one of them things, like, where I say I've had, like, that relationship, I honestly admit, probably was the one that I let get away. Like, we all have those. That probably was the one that I let get away because we both was young at the time. We was doing stuff like we had been married 10 years at the time. So that's the one relationship I could say I let get away. Because when I say we went to the Super Bowl and it was like, wow, like the actual Super Bowl where the memorable catch where he caught it on his helmet and Eli scrambled from like 6 people and threw that mug up when Tom Brady and we had seats on the 50-yard line. And when I say we had to spend at least a few, we popped a few bands that weekend on the Super Bowl. And all of the events, I went to Mayweather's party. I partied with Lil Jon and Puffy and them. Like, I partied with all of the stars. You would have thought I was in the industry like it was that weekend. That was probably one of the most memorable weekends of my life. I will never forget that. That is the one relationship where I could put the asterisk by, like, maybe that was the best relationship I've ever had. Like, maybe, like, really. But now I think my best relationship is me and the Lord because I don't see nobody coming along. Maybe maybe by my birthday next year.
Your birthday just passed.
So that's why I said by my birthday next year.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a whole year, like a whole year of solitude and me getting to know my goddamn self. I guess, like, as if I don't already know myself. But the reason I say that is because I think nowadays dating is like a sport for a lot of people. And it's something I take serious. Like, I tell people when I meet them, I'm not the serial dater. I'm trying to date with purpose.
No, I agree with that. When I was dating, I think there was a lot of guys who would do the 1, 2, 3 dates, and then they would be like, I just want something casual. And that happened to me so many times. Like, where in this did you think that I wanted something casual or that I was the person? You know, but a lot of guys now are doing that. Like, they just want the best friend who's also the friends with benefits, but without the commitment.
See, that ain't my thing.
And so that happens a lot. Like, I think now.
I can admit live on camera, I could never be no friend with benefits. I've said this many times because listen. I'm nasty. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when it's my girl, I'm nasty. From the Rudy, not the Tootie. I'm not. You not rolling on your stomach. I'm not doing none of that. But the whole thing of it is if I become intimate with somebody, that's the only person I'm going to want to do that with. I'm not going to want to do that with you Tuesday, and now Thursday I'm with Sheila. Then Saturday, every now and then, Amanda comes through. I'm not with none of that.
And they're not necessarily saying they want to sleep around. They're just not wanting to have a commitment, which for the longest time I had the idea, like, men are just a distraction. Like, they are just here to divert you from what you're doing, because I just felt like it was one guy after another guy after another guy. And like I said, it's not necessarily that they were sleeping around. They just wanted to keep it casual, you know? So at the end of the day, tomorrow I say I found a girlfriend. It is what it is because we were just casual.
No, see, that's not, to me, that's not the thing. I don't want to just keep it casual because I done said it many a times. Listen. Once we become intimate, this is why I don't believe in situationships. Once we become intimate, damn it, we go together. I don't give a dang on if we just left the club, it was one too many drinks. If it happened that first night, guess what? From that first night, we are now in the honeymoon phase. We got to plan this shit out because we go together. I don't give it
because
I'm not giving myself up. I'm not giving myself up without a commitment. I guess that's why I can say I'm not typical. You can't wine and dine. I am not giving up no goods just to give it up. Like, I've never been that guy. I can't just meet you. We be on 6th Street. Now you in my car and we going back to my house and it's finna go down. Nah, baby girl. Like, nah, because once you do that and you wake up like, I see you tomorrow, see me tomorrow.
I mean, I can definitely
after what we just did, you live here. Like, wait, what? We need to go to your house for you to get some more clothes? Like, what?
My last relationship, we told people we were roommates in a 1-bedroom apartment.
That sucks.
For like 6 months. And we were really not in a relationship. I mean, I don't know. It's a thing. Like, you kind of have to adjust to that. I don't know if men are just like, let me see and let me see and let me see before they want to make
I
that
think a
commitment.
lot
Yeah.
of us, a
I've
lot of us have
slowly
been just
adjusted
as
to
hurt as
that.
y'all, and
I think men take their time in discerning what if they want to be in a relationship or not. I think, at least for me personally, I don't know about you, Rue, but when I like a man, I like him. I don't
Yeah.
think about it rationally. But I've noticed that with the guys that I've liked, it takes them a little bit of time to know for them to know if they like me, if they want to commit to me.
Right.
So
that's
Yeah.
because a lot of men out here, it's one thing. Like when you a mama's boy, because I was a grandma's boy. Don't get me wrong, but through the grace of God, I had a bunch of vicious ass uncles and cousins that just wasn't gonna buy me being just the mama's boy, the grandma's boy. But a lot of men out here, when they mama's boys, they can't get past that. And
Yeah.
I've ran into a lot of females like I be so glad. Like here's the thing, and I can admit this: I love my stepmama to death. But there's a point in life where you have to understand that's your parent, this is your mate. Because I know a lot of guys fuck it up for guys like me because they will dog they mate over something their mama said. And I think that's wrong both ways because I personally know my stepmom would never be like that kind of mama to be like, is it gonna be her or me?
Right.
If she ever was to do that, it would be her because I would know it's something about you that her ass that she see as a woman that I just completely blind to because that's not of her persona. You know what I mean? So for her to do that, I would have to adhere to it because she's never done that. So that would make all the sense in the world to me. Like even in a previous situation, she was like, no, 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 no. And I didn't listen, and it ended up being no, no, no. So I would take her word on it. Now, if I had that kind of mama that every female I get, like, oh heck nah. It's either me or her. It's like, wait a minute, ma. Like, it's gonna have to be her. Like, I can't date you. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. Like, I can't see that. And I've dated females to where they daddy's girls, and I felt it from the opposite.
Yep.
Like I had that situation where it's like, dang, somebody is smoking. I'm sorry to go out,
Right,
but
I
it hit
just-
my
it hit my
nose. I'm like,
nose.
dang, somebody's
where's
smoking
that?
good. But the thing of it is, that's the luxury of being on location. Like you get all of the scents and everything. But I've had that relationship where it's like I make a decision as a man, and we under the same roof, and then your parent make the decision, and it end up costing me. And that happened 3 too many times to where it's like, okay, I'm never gonna have no win with you and your daddy. Wait a minute. Oh, look at the little doggy. Okay, we going all off subject. Like
Yeah.
we distracted as hell on location, but it's like when I look at the whole overall thing of like nowadays how dating has changed up, is in my generation there was no such thing as an open relationship. What you mean, an open relationship?
I've had
Open
somebody
the
ask
door
me
and
about
walk
that.
your ass
Or
on.
asked me for that.
Like
Really?
an open
Yes.
relationship.
Yeah.
I couldn't have an open relationship.
I
Like,
just
see,
think that that's the same as sleeping around.
it's the same. It's the same difference. Like
Nope, they just want 3 people.
now, I'm gonna ask y'all, like not cutting you off, but before it's all said and done, I need y'all to actually be like my co-host with me because I want to have a couple people on here. I want to invite them on. Just a couple of the owners of the trucks out here,
Well, I gotta run soon. So
and we
also
need to
gotta run
ask some
soon.
questions. Like, so here's the thing for this part of the show. I'm gonna call a couple of the owners of the trucks on so we can find out the origin and learn a little bit about the
Ooh, I
actual
gotta get
Soco
going
Live.
soon.
All right. So I'm finna look ghettoed in the mug since we on location. I'm finna like actually get up and walk off camera, and I'm gonna send them on here to y'all too and let them talk with y'all. Like y'all get to ask some questions because I know everything. Like I already know. I've been here.
I actually have my parents waiting for me right
Yeah, I
now, so
also
I
have to
have
go.
to run.
All right, then. Well, I'll do it for myself.
But listen,
then.
this
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah,
You
this
should
was awesome.
definitely have me on here again. We've got a lot of topics to continue to discuss.
Yeah, like I honestly, you'll be a reoccurring guest because everybody know Miss Mika. Like me and her, we do cross shows like all the time. Like she one of my favorite guests to have on here. Like even like my brother. But now I'm finna bring a couple of the owners of the trucks on here to round my show out because I want to actually speak with them, let them know about how my show's going, and ask them about their food trucks and what caused them to actually want to get into that business. Because you got to think, that's a hell of a thing to think of, to just decide, I want to build this truck and serve everybody I don't know food. Like,
True. It's a risk.
yeah, it is a risk. Like with me, even with the clothes, somebody told me that was a risk. And I just figured, like, maybe it is. Like, so we'll see. Like, I appreciate y'all for actually coming on the show to talk
Yeah,
about
thanks for having us on.
dating in
Thank
y'all
you for having
generation.
us.
And we gonna have to do this again where I'm streaming live, because I know we pre-recording this episode, like being on location. And I kind of figured we was gonna have to do that at this spot, at least on location. The next on location spot gonna be way different. Like, I'm thinking about having Chuck come on the road with me and we go to Dallas and film.
Oh my goodness.
Like live. Like, seriously, I'm really thinking about it. So
That'd be dope.
yeah, I think that'd be dope. And then I'm gonna have you Skype in, like, so.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, like, yeah. So I appreciate y'all coming on here, Miss Mika, the engineer, and Miss Rue, the professional businesswoman. I really kind of straight off. We kind of was on the topic, and we kind of touched on the topic I really wanted to touch on with y'all, because I know what dating is like for me, but I didn't know what it was like for, like, y'all out here. Like, I really thought that it was just me seeing the weird
Tough
shit.
times
It
dating out
is,
here.
especially with social media and everything.
Yeah.
I just had somebody reach out on Instagram, and the pictures were just too real to be true. And I was like, men catfish just the same as women catfish.
Oh, wow.
all the
I
time.
didn't know that.
And
Yes.
he thought I was so dumb.
fellas, we be catfishing. That's
Do you
fellas
get
be
a lot of like
catfishing.
requests from guys who are random like sugar daddies?
Yes, so many people that I actually like. I'm not a social media dater. I tried that for a little bit, and I think I met two, and it was like, your picture was from like 5 years ago where you were a little bit slimmer. Now you don't gain some weight. Now this doesn't make sense. Not that it makes a difference, but
Shit,
it's
it
not.
makes a
It's,
difference
it's
with me.
catfishing. I had recently. I ended up doing a Google image search because I was just not. It was not, and then it turns
Yeah, it
out
was
like he's
sketchy.
trying to scam so many
Oh,
different
shit.
people. That's the new scam. I was reading some of the comments, and these women fell for it. Like, after a while, he would tell them that he's in a hard situation. He needs $5,000.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
He would scam the older women, and I was like, wow.
See, that's
messed
crazy.
up.
Like that's crazy.
And it turns out the guy is actually real. He is in the army, and he's got a wife, and
But he's
got
scamming.
so many. No, he's got so many people that reach out to him and like, you scam me. He's like, I don't even know who these people are stealing my pictures.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
Oh,
I
wow.
wonder
You
if
gotta be
somebody's
careful with
stealing
that.
my stuff, and that
You
would
gotta
be
be careful
crazy.
with that.
I ain't
Girls
gotta worry
putting their
about that,
cash
because
apps.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I ain't gotta worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I am, like, before it's all said and done, like, I want to have like a couple of the owners of the food trucks come on here,
All right.
so we can talk. I can talk to them about their trucks and
Yeah.
kind of the whole like thing of why I chose this location. Like, it's a good little location.
Yeah,
So,
it's sweet.
like, now that I introduced y'all to it, maybe y'all are frequent it. Stop by, get a
Yeah,
smoothie.
definitely.
Stop by, get a
For
panini.
sure.
They got all kinds of crepes and paninis for
Cool.
what you may like. They got the smoothies. They got mocktails, aqua frescas. Now, what is
Agua.
Agua?
Agua fresca.
So what does that mean?
Fresh water.
Fresh water.
Fresh water? Oh, shit. I thought it was something cool. It just say it means fresh water. Oh, son. So if I meet a Hispanic woman, how do I walk? Listen, somebody told me
Say,
to not
"Oye,
walk
mami,
up, not walk
¿cómo
up to the
va?"
Hispanic woman and speak in Spanish like, ooh, chucula grande.
Oh.
mami." No?
No.
Why? What's wrong with
No,
that?
That means you
sir.
got
A big
fat
booty.
Yeah. Don't tell her
Yeah.
that right away.
Is that how you approach women in English?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes, that's how I approach women. Like,
No,
yes.
sir. No, sir.
Yeah, no, I'm
And
just
that's
talking
my
junk.
cue.
Or I'd be like, girl, you got a bright future behind you. No, I'm just playing.
Oh,
I'm just playing.
Lord.
I'm just
Listen.
playing. Like, literally, I'm just playing. But before it's all said and done, I want to bring the owners of the Rye Bread Bar on here. And I want to bring the owners of Pause and Imagine on here. Like,
Okay.
so we got to do it. Like, I wish y'all was going to be here with me to drill them like I'm about to drill them. But I'm finna have fun with this because I get
All
to
right.
interview a couple of people. So I see y'all while y'all in the background, everybody back there. Like, I want y'all to come on. I need y'all to come on show
Come
with
on.
me, you and Miss Cassie, because I got them about to exit, and I need y'all to come on the show so I can ask y'all a couple questions.
I think you dropped a thing right here.
Oh yeah, that's nothing but okay. Okay.
All right, bro.
All
I've
right.
got to run.
Thanks,
My
Joette.
parents don't play when it comes to meetings. So
See, it's
it was nice. Thank you so much.
all right. You got it. I'm grabbing microphones because I'm about to have the two owners of two of the food trucks here, and that was just Miss Rue and Miss Mika. It was cool that they stopped by. But now y'all got to make sure that y'all got the mics like to where y'all talking just into it. Yeah,
Real
I
close.
got it.
yeah, like that, like real close. So now
Hello,
I got the
world.
owners. I got the owners of the Rye Bread Bar and Pause and Imagine. Soco Live Market. Now, who came up with the name of that?
Soco Live just came from the derivation of being on South Congress and Live Oak.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And now for you, Miss Malou,
Yes.
what kind of inspired you to go the route that y'all went? Because I know, like, doing a food truck, it's plenty of food to be cooked. What inspired the route of the paninis and the crepes and the making mocktails?
So with paninis and crepes is pretty much just the European influence.
Uh-huh.
It's something that what can I say I've dabbled with in the past, and I would make it for friends quite often, and they really liked it and promoted it to ask me to make it at the food truck.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's kind of how it came to life. It kind of came out of nowhere. I was doing my Danish cuisine for a little bit, but it's not really
Food's
catching
amazing.
on here
Yeah.
in Texas. So we had the idea of doing crepes since we started building the camper. So,
Oh wow!
so
And the fact that y'all had the vision to build it from the ground up, like that's amazing to me. Like when I first came and saw it, I was like, okay, that's vintage. But dang, did they buy? I was wondering, did y'all buy it like that? And then when I saw the pictures on Instagram and I saw how y'all built it, I thought about it like, why I can't meet a Malou? See, the fact that we was just talking about dating, let this be a testament to why I'm such a stickler of cutting people off. Like, if you can't be like Malou or Cassie, like, these are two business women that built their businesses from the ground up. Like, Miss Cassie here, like, now that I got you on, what inspired you to want to do your own jewelry and just, like, open a boutique here in Austin?
I've been a jeweler since I was 15.
Oh, wow.
And I worked on 47th Street in New York for a long time, but I've always done jewelry. I had a brick and mortar store on West 6th Street, and we had the building sold out from under us.
Uh-huh.
And so this came from a necessity to go mobile.
Wow.
And I was looking at schoolies, like cool school buses and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden I was on an auction website and I saw this antique trolley bus. It's the same make and model as the old Armadillo Express that used to run around for free
Right
from
on.
1970 to 2007 in Austin. And yeah, I just made it my girl. I gutted it, and we put jewelry cases in it, and we got clothing and gift and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and see,
So it was necessity to answer your
it
question.
was necessity,
Yeah.
huh? But
looks great.
The mother of invention.
you know what they say? They say in order to find comfortability, you have to be uncomfortable first.
Yeah,
You
I was
gotta
very
step outside
uncomfortable.
of your comfort zone, like. Cause Austin was a whole new experience for me. Like I'm from the Midwest, like, and I'm quite sure
and
you
I
can
grew
relate.
up 40 minutes away from each
like
other, man.
she happens to be from Toledo, and
Yeah.
like, it's crazy that our paths brought us to Austin because Detroit, I can admit, is like it's a diverse city. We got people of all colors there, but in
Yes.
our minds, it's just like you're Detroiters. I never understood or knew what it was like for the diversity to actually be pointed out until I moved down here.
True. The
Because
South
it's
does
very
that
pointed out.
little
Like
bit.
it's very, very
Although
pointed
we're
out.
a little self-segregated up north sometimes too.
Yeah, we are.
especially in Detroit.
Yeah, because I like Detroit. You know what's crazy? I didn't think about that until I was down here, and I was like, "Yeah, we got such and such." I was like, "Yeah, we got Arabs, but they're in Dearborn."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, we got the Hispanic community in Southwest Detroit." And I thought about it. I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
We segregated as fuck in Detroit. Like we love each other, but it's like, long as y'all stay in Southwest Detroit, y'all cool. Like
Yeah.
that. To me, that's wrong. Like I like the
I
melting
agree.
pot of Austin.
I
And
agree.
what I do love about Austin too is they're very supportive down here. Like they're very supportive. Like it's just a matter of time because
Yeah.
this is just sprouting up. It's a matter of time before this catches on, and
I hope
everybody
so.
is coming here. And
Well,
that's
we've
why-
only
Everybody's
been here
so
for a short
welcoming.
period, so come see us.
yeah, like
please.
this is why I keep doing things here, like because I want to be a part of the movement. Like it's like amazing to me to see the progress.
You're gonna ruin your spot. Everybody's gonna come.
When we saw this spot first off, we knew it would be something great.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was just a matter of time for other people to discover this spot too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're very, what I can say, grateful to get into this
Super
spot at
grateful.
such a good time. And now
Yeah.
it's come to fruition. It was a dream that me and Bryce had, and we can finally see it. You know, we have the
Yeah.
stand up coming through. That's going to happen
Right.
here on the 7th. We got
Yep.
stand up coming through.
Okay.
And we're going to try and make it a regular thing. And as well, we're going to try and get some live music and just make
see,
it a
that's
fun happening spot. We're so central.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
it
great
is like
location.
this is like in a prime spot, and this is why you see everybody trying to get in on the spot. Like now, I really wanted Chloe, go get Chef Puff real quick.
Yeah.
Get Chef Puff because all right, we
Yeah.
got to wrap it up pretty soon. Like we've been here like a while.
Yeah.
Like we've been here like
It's always a good time here in South
yeah,
Congress.
It is. It's always a good time. Like when I come down, it's always a good time. I didn't even get to eat nothing. Like normally I
Not
come.
yet.
Normally I come and I'm greedy.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm ordering crepes, I'm mocktails, I'm ordering everything. Like I try to touch everybody's truck. Like when I come through. Like honestly, it's
Oh,
just
you're
a
one
matter
of our
of time.
best
Do a good
supporters.
job
We
with
Yeah,
appreciate
like,
it.
I try to come down and because I'm a fan of stuff like that. Like I love the entrepreneur. He got to hurry up because I got to be wrapping up here in a second. And I want to like hear him and get him a little spot on the show before we all end it. But y'all need to come down to Soco Live. It's on South Congress and Live Oaks. It's a real happening spot. You might know it from the Just Electric Bike Shop or the Meteor, but it's in between the Meteor. I really got to be so politically correct because I want to say F this and F that about certain stuff. Like, but if you're not coming and supporting Soco Live, then you're missing out. You're really missing out because it's in a prime location. It's in the heart of South Congress where everybody loves to hang out. It's just a few short steps down from Magnolia Cafe. It's right here. Everybody, you got to pass by it. It's people constantly coming by. You got them walking past the back of the camera. Like, but that was what we expected, me being on location.
You're in
like,
a public spot.
I'm surprised a dog didn't come running up or something. Like,
yeah, no,
yeah,
it's been a
like
good
no, we
time.
don't need
Oh,
Rusty.
yeah, no.
Like, and my best friend is like off to the side. She never supports nothing I do. Like,
It's just hiding.
she doesn't. She just hides. She won't call in. She won't. Chef Puff,
It's
like,
good.
tell him he gonna miss out. I'm trying
I
to get
know.
him on here. Like, I'm trying to get him on. How much more time we got left, Chuck? We got like
Okay.
4 minutes. Tell him I got like 4 minutes.
Chef
but-
Puff is great though.
Yeah,
at
Chef
this
Puff is like real
potato
great.
balls.
Chef Puff's palette spot. Like, I gotta bring
Here,
him
he can
on.
take my spot.
Oh, he's gonna take your spot. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta have Chef Puff on here, like, so y'all can know. Like, we done had Miss Cassie on here. Like,
Say no more.
I gotta, and this, yeah, we gotta come in. As you can see him in the frame, right, Chuck? This Chef Puff, y'all gotta come
Chuck,
down.
you got us, Chuck?
Yeah, you gotta
Alright.
make sure the mic kind of up so we can hear you.
Get it.
But this my man Chef Puff.
Testing.
Yeah. Chef Puff, he came down from New Jersey. You got to try Chef Puff's palette spot. It's right on the other side. If you see the Just Electric Bike Shop, either side you're going to get good food. So you can go in either direction and get good food. But what inspired you to start your food truck?
Well, what inspired me is the love for food and the connection that I have with the people that I feed. You know,
Right on.
there's nothing like food that is a universal language.
Exactly.
And no matter which language that you speak, everybody likes good food, and that's the way to bring people together. Just like this wonderful food truck park, Soco Live Market on South Congress between 2116 and 2118. Y'all need to holler at us.
Exactly. And see, my show wouldn't have been complete if I didn't have Chef Puff, Malou, Cassie. I wanted to get Yvonne on the show, but unfortunately, he
Yvonne
had
is
a
always
rush.
busy.
He is always busy.
Yeah, that brother is always busy. He's our motivation up in here.
Yeah, like, and now, I always leave the people, when I'm about to go off, I always leave the people with a jewel. So today, being that it's a special episode, what should I give the people? What kind of jewel should I leave them
The
with?
jewel is chew the meat and spit out the bone, meaning that focus on the good things and not the bad things. Because anytime you trying to make something happen, there's always going to be struggle. So I find a way to chew the meat. I love the meat, and I spit the bone out. So that's a little jewel for all y'all. You feel me?
That was
Good little
dope.
jewel.
Now that was amazing, and that's my jewel for the end of the show. It's been a pleasure being down here filming live with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all tuned in. It's been another great episode of the Jackson Report. See y'all next week. Good night, people.
Come to Soco Live.
Life's a game, but I figured it out. Sitting on the steps at Granny House. This world is strange, but I picture my route. Sitting on the steps at Granny House.